Hey everybody, this is Stack and Penny Spare Change Edition. Opening round of the playoffs. We are rolling down to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Recently reconfigured. The 1.522 mile oval used to be one of the driver's favorites because it was abrasive and she was wore out and you'd slip and slide and go 200 miles an hour. But now, Bruton had a wild hair and said, you know what, I'm going to dig this place up and add about, 10 degrees of banking to it and repave it. And now we have seen many photo finishes prior to the reconfiguration, but earlier this year, we saw the closest. Was it? Kansas was the closest this year.
Kansas.
Atlanta is now the second closest that you guys were right in the middle of.
Oh, it was a heartbreaker. Yeah.
Right, actually in the middle. You were in the middle lane, actually.
Were we in the middle lane or were we in the
bottom?
Yeah, we were on the bottom. 99 was middle lane. 8 car middle lane. 99 was top. Whatever it was, we didn't win. And the 99 was right next to us, and it was awkward because we had to watch them celebrate, and it hurt deeply.
Do you think you can celebrate this week?
I hope so. If it ain't us, I hope it's you.
That would be fun.
Let's cut the This is your favorite track. This is your best track. How do you win this weekend?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite track. I would say that we have had some really good runs here. Ran fourth the first race there. In the second race we went, led some laps. Last lap, had a big old run on Clyde and got to his right rear, and he kind of used me up a little bit and crashed.
You learned from it.
I learned from it. I will do it a bit different. One, you want to be in the offensive position. You want to be leading the race. I guess more of a defensive position because it's way harder to pass than it is to defend. So you want to be able to keep the lanes tight, dragging some brake, tow it where you want to tow it. But if you have the run in your second, you can drag and your car's handling pretty good to be able to hold it wide open when you need to. That's also the thing, right? People think that you can just hold it wide open. In fact, handling is a large factor. Now at Atlanta, pavement's got a couple years on it, and NASCAR gives you the rear suspension points that you have to run. So it's not team specific of yours. There's a lot of things you can do to the setup, right? Front rear bars and wedge and springs and all the things, and every minute adjustment on these cars really are sensitive. But the rear geometry, NASCAR fixed, so you don't get the big crab walking down the straightaway. So there are cars that, depending on how you're set up, if they can take a push, if they can hold it wide open when you need to. So I think we're going to be favored on the side of having a little bit of compliance in our car, having the rear springs a little bit softer to be able to handle over the course of the run once the tires wear out. So we need to handle well. We need to make good decisions. We need to have a good pit strategy on fuel and get the track position at the right time, and then get your elbows up and get after it when the end has come.
Yeah, I think it's a good track for us as well. You need to get, if you're in the playoffs, you got to get stage points all day to build that. Because at like a track like this, I think you control what you control. What you can hopefully control is getting stage points, right? And if you maximize your stage points to your car, when the craziness inevitably happens at the end, no matter what happens, you've gotten something, right? So, and that's going to be the story of these first two rounds is stage points, because it's so tight and there's 16 drivers, right? And then we go down to 12, and that's just even more guys you have to worry about. Then when you get to round 8, you got to win. You got to out-execute, 4 or 5 of the other guys. But right now it's so broad and so vast that you have to take care of what you can control, and it's going to be tough. But what are some of your, switching gears a little bit, what are some of your favorite Atlanta memories? Because Higgy's got some good ones written down here.
He's got some good ones here, but none of which are my favorite. My favorite is Kevin Harvick.
Yep.
In the white 29. I remember I was sitting over there in the shop, 2001, third race after we lost Dale Earnhardt, and just the call, banging doors with Jeff Gordon. Incredible moment for the sport. Such a freaking awesome race. Some of the other moments to stand out is when Carl Edwards turns, Brad Keselowski flips him into the fence.
Dude, I remember that. I was on the 26 car.
Dude, that thing
We're the 6, one of them.
Flight.
I remember one of the Penske guys was yelling at me. You guys, I'm like, I'm not even on his team. But I was on the Roush team, and I ended up working with that guy years later, and I'm just remembering him yelling at me.
You probably built the pipes for it.
Everybody was just mad at that point in time. That was crazy, though.
It was.
He ain't going to kill my boy.
He ain't going to kill my boy. Who?
Carl
what are yours?
Carl also got his first win there. That's where he got his first flip.
First
off the
backflip.
Cup car. I remember him flipping. The one thing I remember, so
Also, can we just talk about how just badass this era of NASCAR is?
yeah, that was this. Oh, I thought Jimmy had his hand out the
2005.
window. Yeah, that was. I mean, everybody had their own bodies. They were building everything, motors.
Dude,
I remember
the hero.
The tire on this car was down to the carcass. Drags him back. Oh man, yeah. I remember seeing the carcass on this, the right rear tire was just gone.
Dude.
Right here, he does a backflip and he jumps into Big Joe. Hoss, we called him. He was the gas man. He picks him up. Joe there, that's picking him up. Hoss, he's a Jersey guy, one of Anthony Cecily's cousins. He's been around forever. So that was really cool. Still see him around every now and then. And then Alan Kawicki,
I heard we might be seeing Carl Edwards a little more often these days.
I heard that too. Be on the lookout for an announcement there.
He still looks like Superman.
He looks more chiseled now than he ever has. The wear and tear of Cup racing ain't doing him in no more. He looks 10 years younger.
I know. He's like a world champion jiu-jitsu fella too.
Yeah. Yeah, this was maybe one of the craziest races of all time, 92. The Underbird, Alan Kawicki.
That place looks really small without the trioval in the front stretch.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Tony Gibson fueling that thing. That was a good group of guys right there, man. That was really cool. Really sad that we lost Alan too early. It was cool that you got to drive the 7 car out of his shop there for a little while.
Yeah.
And this is where the Polish Victory Lap came from, man.
Right there it is.
Alan Kawicki.
Also where Homestead, I believe, was configured.
You think is that based off of Homestead?
Mm-hmm. No.
It's a little bit smaller than Homestead, though, right?
No. The Homestead recreation or the reconfigure was based off of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Atlanta looks smaller than Homestead, though. But
it's 1.522, man. I don't know what to tell you. Well, we're going. I feel like it's going to be a super exciting race. What time is it? What time is this race here?
This race
3 p.m.
Ooh.
The time everybody loves to fire off a Cup Series race. It's going to be hot. It's going to be greasy.
Everybody.
And it's going to be on USA Network. I think just from a viewership perspective, when I go watch a Atlanta race back, it gets my freaking heart pumping, dude. Like, it looks action-packed. The cars look like they're hauling ass. And
can't speed on pit road here.
Can't speed on pit road, and also you enter turn 3.
The
commitment cone is into turn 3, so you're on the apron for a long time.
So it's 90 miles an hour all the way around there, and then it's 55 once you get. And we saw guys sliding tires, popping tires last year with 47 wreck getting down there. So that you can really, dude, if you speed down there, you're done.
Yeah.
You go down a lap real quick.
For sure.
You'll go down 3 maybe if you speed.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to we're to the point now, if you want to make a deep playoff run, those guys can't afford mistakes.
September's my favorite. The air gets a little cooler. Pit stops mean a little more. Starts getting dark a little earlier.
Cars go a little
faster.
faster.
My birthday's next week. This week. My birthday's this week. For last ever.
How old are you?
30. I'll be 37. My last ever race as a 36-year-old, I didn't even have to do a pit stop. Literally just
that was a gift.
Set the box up, tore the box
They know
down.
you're getting a little older, so they don't want to put too much wear and tear on you.
So my first race as a 37-year-old, we're trying to end up in victory lane.
Well, good luck, because we're going to be belts tight, nothing to lose. That 7 hot rod in the mix. And hope you guys tune in on 3 o'clock on USA or MRN or NASCAR app. I recommend getting the NASCAR app because you can scan, you can watch all the in-car cameras and all the angles and all the stuff that you need, whether it's audio from the race cars, scanner, video, lap timers, is all in the app. Go check it out if you haven't. It gives you all the information you could possibly want.
It's got a live feed to MRN and PRN too. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
And it's the best way. I love listening to qualifying on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I like it, and I love it. Do you guys have practice this week or just qualifying?
I have no idea. I just show up when they tell me to, man.
Yeah, I think it's just qualifying this week for super speedways. So I'm
going to go out on a limb and say Michael McDowell and Travis Peterson put that unit on the stop again.
I I think that some of the other Fords will have something to say about it.
Oh, you think so?
I think
Is this
so.
the time? Is this the time of the year where the stops are pulled? If you were leaving some seasoning in the cabinet, do you whip that out and you sprinkle them things?
I think that you cannot leave anything on the table these first 2 rounds because I think there's going to be some upsets. I think there's going to be some hurt feelings and some upsets and some people that you didn't think getting knocked out of the playoffs getting knocked out of the playoffs these first 2 rounds. So it's not very straightforward. You're going to have to earn this championship. It could frazzle a lot of people. That's why I am a little bit apprehensive of giving a championship for favorites right now because I do see some heavy hitters getting knocked out in this round and in the next round.
Heard it here first. But we don't know. You're going to find out as soon as I do because you can watch it on live 3 o'clock on USA. This is Stacking Pennies. I'm Corey LaJoie. That's Ryan Flores. Y'all have a great day.